One artist in pop music right now has a voice that bends like water and hits like thunder. I'm talking about a range so rare, it almost doesn't exist in mainstream pop anymore. On SpectraShowcase, we don't just listen, we break down the magic. And today we're diving into a vocalist who blends power, softness, and attitude like nobody else. You think you know great singing? Think again. Right off the top, this artist, Ken. A name you might know if you follow vocal dynamics in modern pop. And honestly, a rare gem. Because in a world where everyone screams for attention, here's someone who understands that silence before a note is just as powerful. Listen to that opening. You hear that weight? That's not just singing, that's control. Now here's what Trend Tide Reactions loves to point out. People always talk about the high belts, the flashy runs, but how low can someone push their voice while still sounding musical? That's the real test. And Ken, he pushes so low it almost vibrates through your chest. But here's the overlooked part, his melodic engagement. Everyone in his group has a role. One handles the melodic glue. Another brings punchy rap energy. Then you have the power vocalists. But Ken, he brings that rare basso profundo texture that gives the whole group a girthy, grounded sound. And yet his smooth, technical singing in the mid-range, criminally ignored. Let me give you an example. Hear that? He doesn't just sing the melody, he sculpts it. Every phrase lands with intention. And when he flips into that lighter, almost R&B flow, that's where the magic doubles down. I'll say it right now, he needs to do more R&B, because the body and grounding he brings to a pop track, that's what makes a song feel alive, not just produced. Watch how he moves between growls and soft edges without losing pitch. That's vocal agility at its finest. And live, it's almost unsettling how clean he sounds. No auto-tune crutch, no backing track hiding mistakes, just raw, resonant voice. That flip, the one where he goes from chest voice to a light head voice in half a second, still impressive. Will always be impressive, and he makes it look easy, which is the scariest part. Some singers strain, he glides. This is where his training really shows. Every run feels earned, not forced. Now, here's a hot take from Trend Tide Reactions. He could thrive in any genre. Pop? Yes. R&B? Absolutely. Rock ballad? Give him a microphone and watch. Even in Japan's scene, his tone would cut through beautifully. Why? Because great vocals translate across language and culture. And his discography proves it. From upbeat tracks to heartbreaking slow songs, he never loses his identity. That bleached hair era? Golden. Every arrangement felt fresh. And the team behind those tracks? They cooked. Because when you pair a voice like his with smart production, you get moments that stick with you for years. Let's talk about his lower register again, because most reactors miss this. When he sings in that basement low zone, it doesn't sound muddy. It sounds like a cello. Warm, dark, and intentional. Compare that to other pop vocalists who go low and lose all clarity. Ken keeps every consonant clear. That's technique. And when he jumps up an octave, no crack, no awkward break, just seamless transition. That's what I mean by vocal dynamics. The ability to move between extremes without sounding like two different people. And the personality? Sassy, confident, but never arrogant. You hear it in his ad-libs. Little laughs, sharp remarks between phrases. It makes the performance feel human, like he's having a conversation with you, not just performing at you. That's rare in pop today. So many artists hide behind polish. Ken, he lets the cracks show, but only the ones that make the art better. His range isn't just about notes, it's about emotional distance. He can go from fragile to ferocious in one breath. We also have to mention how he supports the group dynamic. Without his low end, the higher vocals would float without anchor. He's the foundation. The thing you don't notice until it's gone. And when he takes the lead, suddenly you realize he could carry a whole song alone. That's not easy when you're surrounded by other strong singers. But he never oversings, never overpowers. He listens. That's musicianship. Now let's be real. I'm still waiting for another album from him. His last project showed so much growth. If he keeps refining this mix of basso profundo warmth and R&B smoothness, he could redefine what pop vocals sound like. Not just for his group, but for the whole genre. Because most people think pop has to be thin and bright. He proves it can be deep, dark, and still commercial. That's a superpower. And that one moment, you know the one, where he flips from a growl into a sweet, almost heartbreaking falsetto, that still gives me chills. It's not just skill, it's storytelling. He makes you feel the lyric, not just hear it. That's why Trend Tide Reactions keeps coming back to his work, because every listen reveals something new. A hidden run, a breath you missed, a note that bends just slightly off-center, but in a way that feels intentional. If you're loving these deep dives into incredible live performance moments, you know what to do. Hit that like button, it really helps SpectraShowcase grow. And subscribe so you never miss when we break down another jaw-dropping singing technique.